Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and I will keep talking about more stuff regarding to Real Madrid, because not only everything is about Leo Messi, not only it's about Kylian Mbappe, but also more players, more situations, more problems, and more things about Real Madrid. So let me get started in this new video talking about the possibility for Real Madrid to reactivate, according to Diario AS, the deal for Jules Koundé. As you know, Jules Koundé has been a player very attached to Real Madrid since the departure of Rafa Varane. There were a lot of rumors and speculations about what Real Madrid was going to do, whether replace Rafa Varane or just stay with the Vallejo option as the fourth center back. But now that apparently Martin Odegaard and Luka Jovic might leave Real Madrid, there are some rumors out there again regarding to what might happen with Jules Koundé and Real Madrid. As you know, Jules Koundé has very way attached to Chelsea in the last 72 or even in the last few days to Chelsea, in a possible agreement to Chelsea. But now that Real Madrid really don't know what is going to do with Vallejo, which is apparently a player who won't have any chance in Real Madrid, then the board members might be deciding about the possibility to reactivate the deal for Jules Koundé. As you can imagine, Jules Koundé is not a very cheap player. It's a player who is worth in about 70 to 80 million euros. And of course, it is a very good player. I would be okay with that. I would be so happy. The only problem I see signing Jules Koundé is that you have four very important, four very good center backs, but you only can pick up two of them for playing in the starting 11. As you know, that means you would have to leave on the bench two very good players, two very good center backs on the bench, and that might be a route for a future conflict in the players in the team, because as you know, every time you have the top players or two different options, two very good options for the same position, fighting for the same spot, for the same position in Real Madrid, that is a potential conflict between the players and the club and all the stuff, because everybody in Real Madrid wants to play, and of course not all the times is a fair race, is a fair conflict, because everybody wants to play. There is a lot of competition for getting a spot in the starting 11 of Real Madrid. So my biggest concern is that, what is going to happen if Carlo Ancelotti picks Militao, for example, and Alaba as the main couple for the center backs of Real Madrid, and leave behind to Jules Koundé, because Nacho, I think that he's assuming that he will be on the bench, he will start on the bench, but Jules Koundé is a very young player, and of course, if he signs for Real Madrid, what he really wants is to play, because he has been very important for Sevilla, and I'm not sure if he is going to accept the fact that he will have to stay in the, as a second option for Carlo Ancelotti in Real Madrid. Maybe he thinks that he will be the first choice for the Italian coach, but let me tell you that every time a new player comes to Real Madrid, has to wait. For example, we are seeing the same situation with Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard was supposed to be important for Real Madrid, but doesn't mean he is going to be in the starting 11. Actually, he has to fight for a spot. Nothing is for sure in Real Madrid. So once you sign for Real Madrid, you know that is the beginning of the path, is the beginning of the way, is not the end. When a player signs for Real Madrid, has to be aware that he will have to fight with other two or three players for the same spot, for the same position, and it really doesn't matter what you have done in your prior team, and no matter how important you were in your prior team, because once you sign for Real Madrid, you have to be prepared for fighting for a spot, because nobody will give you anything for free in Real Madrid. So that is the thing with Jules Koundé. what kind of mentality, of mindset the French player will have if he signs for Real Madrid. Will he be willing to fight for a spot in Real Madrid, or will he be in a very similar situation than Martin Odegaard? You know, that once he signs for Real Madrid and he realizes that he won't play for sure in Real Madrid, then he will feel frustrated and then he wants out of Real Madrid again. I mean, what kind of mentality, what will he bring to Real Madrid? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm happy because every time a very good player signs for Real Madrid, that means that the project might be stronger, but we really have to make sure this player knows very well where he's getting into. I mean, Real Madrid is not like any other team where you go and play and succeed. It's not that easy. It's a little bit more difficult. So if Real Madrid goes ahead and try to sign Jules Koundé, I would say, okay, let's make sure that this player has really, is really aware where he is getting into. So let's see what happens. For now, we don't know what is going to happen. If we get some extra money from Martin Odegaard or even Luka Jovic, then we might reactivate this operation, but it's not for sure for now. So let me go ahead, and I already mentioned to Martin Odegaard, and today Jose Felix Diaz is writing an article in Diario Marca claiming that both the player and the club are trying to find the best solution for both of them. I mean, nothing is sure when it comes to Martin Odegaard, and for now Jose Felix Diaz is not denying the rumors and the speculations that put the player out of the squad, out of the Real Madrid, and getting back to Arsenal, because right now it is true there is a situation with Martin Odegaard, and nobody knows exactly what is going to happen to the Norwegian player. I mean, the player is happy in Real Madrid, but he's not sure that he will play weekend in, weekend out in the starting 11 of Real Madrid. And that is the thing. It is exactly what I mentioned with Jules Koundé. It's the same situation. It's the same thing with Jules Koundé. I mean, once you get back to Real Madrid, you have to be aware that you will have to fight for a spot. The good news when it comes to Martin Odegaard, he doesn't really have a very strong competition. The only competition for him is Luka Modric, who is a player 36 years old, who will be retired maybe in a couple years, maybe in 3 years, and he is a very young player. So there's no real competition for Martin Odegaard. So that's why I don't understand why the player doesn't want to stay, to remain in Real Madrid and fight for a spot when it's so easy for him to become important in Real Madrid. Maybe he has to wait a little bit longer, okay, but at the end of the day he will get this spot because he is talented enough, he has skills enough to be important in Real Madrid, and everybody is expecting for him to fight for a spot in Real Madrid. If he runs away, if he escapes from Real Madrid, nobody will like that move. Nobody in Real Madrid will like that move, because we will think that Martin Odegaard is just a coward and he really doesn't dare to fight for a spot in Real Madrid. So if he's not willing to fight for a spot in Real Madrid, okay man, just get out of the squad, because you don't really understand what Real Madrid is all about. It's about competition. It's about to have the best players in the squad. We don't want people who are not really committed with the squad, with the team. And if you're not willing to fight for a spot in the starting 11, man, you better get out of the squad, because you will struggle and you will have a lot of problems in the future in Real Madrid. And Real Madrid at the same time is going to have a lot of problems with you. So you better go out if you are not willing to fight for a spot. And let's move forward and let's talk about Luka Jovic, because apparently Real Madrid has offered the player to Rome, and Rome is in my opinion, a very good destination for Luka Jovic, because it's not as important as Inter de Milan. It's not as important. I don't want to be disrespectful here, so don't get me wrong. I think that they can fight for the Serie A, for the Scudetto, but in my opinion, Inter de Milan are still ahead of Rome, and of course Real Madrid is waiting for an answer from the Mourinho squad. In my opinion, that would be a right destination, and he might play alongside to Borja Mayoral, another former Madridista. So it is good for him, it is good for the club, because Real Madrid might get about 30 million euros for this deal. I mean, I think that would be a on loan contract. I mean, I don't think that Real Madrid will sell the player, so there might be an option for leaving Real Madrid as a loanee and not completely transfer. But if we sell the player, we might get money enough to sign another player, whether Jules Koundé or any other midfielder that we are really in need of. So I don't know what is going to happen. For now, I will let you know, because Real Madrid, like I said, is waiting for an answer, just in case Rome are really interested in signing Luka Jovic for the next season. So, okay, that is what I have for now. I will keep you posted whatever it happens in regards to Luka Jovic, Odegaard, and all these names of Real Madrid. And I will see you later, guys. Just comment in the section below, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned in the channel.